I'm only going to say this once, so listen up. Every time I say something I think will be controversial, I feel the need to remind everyone that I am brand spanking new to this medium. I have zero qualifications. I'm just a very opinionated person. Do not know what I am talking about, and I welcome you to correct me in the comments. I mean, a discussion is way more fun than me just monologuing to droves of comic readers. I have 14 subscribers, so it's more like me monologuing to 3 people. The other 11 called in bot. But hey, if you want to help change that, I'd appreciate your help. All you gotta do is subscribe. I guarantee my retention is dropped to 0, and I can say whatever I want for the next 5 seconds. And that is why you should never go on a street named after Martin Luther King Jr. Oh, you're back. Good thing you skipped. Things are getting pretty political back there. But now that you're here, I can start the video proper. 1. Okay, let's start with something I can demonstrate much faster than I can explain. Hey, I want to read Spider-Man. Where should I start? So, okay, there are many different eras of Spider-Man. They are best separated into Stan Lee, Conway, an amorphous blob nobody talks about, Tom DeFalco, David Michelini, J. Michael Straczynski, and then that era also includes modern-day Spidey comics, which should be ignored at all costs. Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2, which is a reading Spider-Man if you want to read Ultimate Invasion, the Ultimate X-Men, and Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate Universe, have confirmed Ultimate Wolverine. Hey, I want to read Invincible. Where should I start? Issue 1. Hey, I'm trying to get into Spider-Man, but there's so many omnibuses, hardcovers, collections, trade paperbacks, and then all the stuff that I want to read is out of print and costs like $100 to get if I'm lucky. Yeah, so they do this thing where they constantly launch new collections and then every few years reprint other titles, but from an outsider's perspective, they pick the weirdest things to republish, so you basically just have to hope the gotcha gods are on your side and they reprint one of the stories you're hoping to buy. But even at 300 smackaroons, it's still cheaper than buying the comics individually. Hey, Invincible issue 1 is kind of expensive. Yeah, just buy the compendiums. They're like $60. They're normally on sale for like $40. They contain like 50 issues each. And if you buy all 3 compendiums, then you'll have the entirety of Invincible. I mean, there are 2 spin-offs, but I haven't read them, so I don't care. But even then, those will have compendiums soon if they don't already. You see what I mean? I know that Marvel is actually easier to get into than it seems. Like 60% of the contextual stories can be skipped. But the fact that my options are to either skip stories or go out of my way to hunt down an issue of fucking Squirrel Girl is incredibly obnoxious. Marvel's getting better about this, kind of. They aren't learning not to do this anymore. They just have made it way clearer which comics you actually need to read. Let's say I don't care about all that. When it comes time to buy the omnibuses, the ones I was interested in haven't even been printed yet. What in tarnation? Why, dude? Why do they have to make things so obtuse? Image? I bought the first 2 Walking Dead compendiums in 2019 for $25 off of eBay. And those are the first comics I ever read. From there, I bought compendiums 3 and 4, which means for less than $100, I own and have read the entirety of The Walking Dead. And you know why I didn't read more at the time? Because all I cared about, comic-wise, was Marvel. Hey, do this crap! But now, while I am still a novice, I'm a bit more aware of other series that I want to read, like Deadly Class, Rising Stars, Energon Universe. All that stuff have collections which are easy to find, purchase, and consume. And they're also not overpriced. Now, nothing can be perfect, and there is an Image title that does have these issues, that being Spawn. But I love Spawn, and as much as I'm enjoying all the Spawn's Universe stuff, you do not need to read it. I mean, you should, because it's fantastic, but like, I read King Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn, but I don't read The Scorched, and I'm never confused or feel like I'm missing information. Spawn's Universe is increasingly expansive, but like 8 out of 10 times its quality, and it is by no means required. It doesn't exactly work the same way when I was reading Zeb Wells' run of ASM and they introduced Chasm. It was like 5 issues that I just didn't really understand or care about what was happening. But even if you want to say I'm being a hypocrite by allowing Spawn to pass with just a slap on the wrist, keep in mind that number 1, you're right, and that's not fair, but I'm not going to do anything about it. And 2, the quality is consistently mediocre to bad on a lot of mainline Marvel titles. I don't care about DC, so I can't speak to them, but I can't imagine they're much better. I think the biggest difference is that Image's stories don't feel so corporate. You know, I read a tweet by Gary Conway talking about how someone like Spider-Man is a Greek archetypal hero. What's so great about Image's stories is that those characters aren't. I mean, they're inspired by that type of character, but they're always more fleshed out, given more depth. They're made to be, like, people. Now, all of that is really just me glazing Invincible and its adaptation. But look at lesser-known stuff, like Happy. Have you guys seen this show? It's one of my favorite things. It's dark, twisted, and funny. It has so much personality. It has its own unique style and world. Its personality is allowed to bleed into every part of itself. The only freaking person who does that I'm aware of in Marvel is Deadpool. And, you know, as much as I love him, he is incredibly hit or miss. Image and its niche adaptations are willing to take chances to push characters beyond their archetypes, to make something weird, but not in a gimmicky way. It's just that the creators have free range to express themselves, and it results in amazing and weird stuff. 3. Ice Cream Man. 4. No, but seriously, Ice Cream Man. Ice Cream Man is the embodiment of everything I've talked about. Its early issues can be expensive, but you can just buy the trade paperbacks, which are like $12 a pop for 6 issues. It doesn't have enough issues for there to be a compendium, but I guarantee there will be one when the time comes. It's weird. Its personality bleeds through every aspect of the storytelling, characters, and art. It's something that, honestly, I'm surprised got published to begin with. And it's on issue 42. Something so niche and spectacular not only got made, but it's friggin' thriving. Oh, and if you want to start, you just pick up issue 1, and then read issue 2, and then 3, and then, that pattern repeats until you're caught up with the series. Like, this isn't about to turn into a video of me reviewing Ice Cream Man. I'm just saying that an anthology series about some godlike demon entity that goes around Earth dressed like an ice cream man and spreads nihilism through goblins and spiders is one of the most emotionally impactful pieces of art I've consumed since BoJack Horseman, and it wouldn't have been made possible if it wasn't for Image Comics. There you go. Make your stuff approachable, affordable, and actually good, and I'll, be a happy guy. I'm gonna ask you a second time to subscribe because I have no shame. I'm just a common street whore, and no, I won't show you my jiggle physics. Here's a fun fact. It costs $0 to not type that, and yet here we are.